In a certain sense, Abbey Caskets began in 1854 when the first monk was buried here at St. Meinrad Archabbey. The first casket that monk would have been buried in would have been one that was fabricated here in a shop, a carpenter on hand. Could have even been one of the locals who was a carpenter or a farmer. The tradition in monasticism is to be simple in our lifestyle, in the way that we treat one another, and in the way that we live on the land. Many of our seminarians over the years and others who've come here and have seen our funerals were touched by the simplicity of our services and were impressed by the simplicity of the casket that we use to bury our monks in.
The Abbey Caskets business was established in 1999 because of the public's interest in the monks' caskets. Abbey Caskets are made here in our workshop by craftsmen who take care to ensure that each item is made to the highest standards.
Because the product stands for St. Meinrad Archabbey, and the product says something about our spirituality and our desire to love God, we like the product to have the highest quality possible.
Every Abbey Casket product is built with lumber from local sources: walnut, cherry, oak, and poplar.
It's important for us as a way to express our authenticity to use materials that come from the place.
Parts for the caskets are carefully selected and sanded before the assembly begins, so that everything fits together perfectly. The building process starts with the assembly of the lower half of the casket, fitting together the sides and bottoms, and then adorned with solid wood trim and baseboards. Next, the lids are assembled in a way to ensure that the wood grain blends together beautifully before being attached. The product then undergoes another rigorous sanding process to ensure the fit is even and smooth.
The craftsmanship is always at the highest level, and the quality of the work we do is important to us as a way to express our love for God. The simple lines, the simple design, the lack of complexity is what we're striving for here to signify the monastic lifestyle and the monastic ideal.
After the final sanding, the caskets are taken to the finish room, where stain is applied and allowed to dry before a clear coat is added. Another round of fine sanding takes place before the final clear coat is applied, giving the casket a smooth, flawless finish. The finished product is then moved to the upholstery area, and the final assembly begins. Over 350 individual parts are applied by hand on each casket, including upholstery, final hardware, handles, wood trim, and crosses. Finally, the caskets are cleaned and packaged for delivery.
This world is not permanent. The bodies that we have in this world are not permanent either. We will hand them back to God. The Abbey casket, in its simplicity, is supposed to reflect something of that. And so that's why it's made of natural wood, simple design, handcrafted by real human beings.
In keeping with St. Meinrad's commitment to environmental stewardship, the Archabbey owns and cares for over 375 acres of woodland, and through its Wetlands Reserve program has planted over 140,000 trees to help sustain the environment. The rule of St. Benedict commands humility in whatever arts are practiced in the monastery. Abbey Caskets offers a worthwhile product and presents it as a way for the monks to share with others what God has given to St. Meinrad. The true goal of this particular work is the same as the whole monastic life, that in all things God may be glorified.
Who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever.
So the blessing is a way to stay connected with those who purchase our caskets and urns, to ensure them that we continue to pray for them, and our relationship doesn't end just because the casket or the urn has been delivered. I think for most of those people, it connects them to our spirituality, which they're already very attracted to. The Abbey Casket brings along with it the whole sense of our tradition, our hospitality, the sense of peace that people experience here. They're able to take home a piece of St. Meinrad, as well as support through the financial contribution of the purchase itself, the work that goes on here that they already believe in. Wanting to be buried in a casket from St. Meinrad Archabbey is a very intimate way of connecting at a deep and profound level with the spirituality of the Benedictines here at St. Meinrad.